Hi YouTube, it's me, Zeke. I'm back. I watched Kyuranger, Uchu Sentai Kyuranger, the newest season of Super Sentai. The first episode came out a week ago, and I was waiting for subtitles. Now I've got them, and I have a better context for the story. I've watched it without the subtitles, and it was a fun fireworks show. But now that I actually can tell what people were saying, I have slightly different views on the show. The positive thing I want to say about Kyuranger is that the designs are great. From the actual rubber suits for all the aliens to the actual suit designs for the Kyurangers themselves. I really like that with each ranger there is a unique uniform. Oh, I mean, like, there's still like the unified thing of like the chest armor and the silver Tron lines and the constellation face mask, but everyone gets something based on what their who they are and what their constellation is. By the way, constellations are the theme this season, and they get a bunch of cool ones. Okay, so let's get to the plot of the show. The plot is that for the first time ever, a supervillain has succeeded in conquering the universe. And I know a lot of you who watch Super Sentai are asking, wait, didn't the last time a villain tried to take over the universe and nearly succeed, all of the Super Sentais from past season got together and then tried to destroy them? Well, shut the fuck up, because that didn't happen this time. We fast forward to another, like, way the fuck into the future, and Jack Matter, that's the bad guys, they just run everything, and they're basically just the Super Sentai equivalent of the Empire from Star Wars. And the Kyurangers are the Super Sentai equivalent of the Rebellion from Star Wars. The plot is very rushed. I mean, we show up and we get 3 Rangers off the bat. We get Hammy, Champ, and Spada. Hammy is the girl, Champ is a wrestling bull robot, and Spada is a swishy cook. That's who they are. That's how they wrote them. I know. And they transform to the Kyurangers. They fight some bad guys, and then all of a sudden, Lucky shows up. And boy, does this character suck. He's real annoying, and he has some kind of like luck-based superpower that everything he does, even if it looks like bumbling or stupid, ends up working in his. And this is like, and that literally just goes like from a rebellion fight between 3 Kyurangers to the Red Ranger 2B later in the episode shows up, and he has really no agency beyond once he helped them save the people on this planet. He's like, hey, I'm gonna join your team now. And they're like, well, are you a chosen one? And he's like, give me a second. Then later, when he's trying to prove that he is a chosen one, he crash lands on a planet, and he finds the last of a wolf-like race who fought Jack Matter tooth and nail. They all died, except for him, Garo. He's fine. He's just real depressed that his people got, genocided or whatever. And Lucky's real mean to him about it. And that's pretty much the introduction of the Blue Ranger. However, it's completely played as like, hey, maybe if you weren't such a bitch and sitting on your ass all the time and being depressed, you could actually make a difference in the universe. And Garo gets real pissed and says, I did that, and we all fucking died, you insensitive prick. But anyway, he has a Kyutama because, after fighting until your people get genocided, I think you deserve to be a chosen one, But anyway, he later becomes the Blue Ranger, and the Red Ranger, Lucky, who fucking sucks, he gets sent off into space by a monster. The monsters look cool or neat. They're all based off the Neo, which are like these Japanese guard statues, and out of sheer luck, gets the red Kyutama, and now he's the Red Ranger. And then later they go into space again after fighting people and Black and Blue being left on the planet to fight like mook monsters, the putties, if you will. And then they go into space, they form the Megazord, and they beat the monster. And that's Kyuranger episode 1. My general thoughts on it, it looks cool. This show shows potential. Like, despite the fact that it's a first episode and it's rushed, it looked really cool. The fights were fun. Like, everything you want out of Super Sentai happened. It was just the plot was rushed. So, adult cynicism aside over a fucking children's TV show, I've been Zeke, and this has been the first episode of a Tokusatsu review show. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing those. When will I review X-Aid? Probably never, because I was waiting for the first episode of Kyuranger to get on this shit, and I'll probably have to wait till the first episode of whatever the next Kamen Rider is to do that as well. There is another Tokusatsu review show I'm going to do, which will surprise you later. I need preparation for that one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of my Tokusatsu review show. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so more people can view my videos, and I will see you around the Milky Way.